It was a quiet evening. I was sitting there, buried in books and notes. It all felt heavy. My mind started to wander. I needed something, anything, to break the boring routine. Then it hit me. Boredom. You know that annoying feeling when time just doesn't move. I started messing around with my pen. Then my eyes locked onto it, the notebook. Just sitting there. I thought, this is it. I'll spin it. A challenge was born. I tried to spin it, you know, like how cool people do tricks. But nope, it didn't work. I kept failing. My hands shook and my pride, yeah, it was gone. I couldn't believe it. Something this simple, and I couldn't do it. I got up again. This time I said, I'll get it for sure. But the notebook didn't care. It just dropped again. I got mad. Maybe I threw it, just a little. I realized this wasn't just a notebook. It was my rival now. I stared at my hands. Was this about spinning a notebook, or was it about proving something to myself? I decided, this isn't over. I can do this. I started training. Not just any training, I did finger push-ups. My arms burned from pull-ups. Every curl, every exercise. It all had one purpose, to beat the notebook. But strength wasn't enough. I trained harder than I ever thought I could. Day and night, I pushed my body past its limits. Every moment was a test of strength, of willpower. My muscles burned, my hands trembled, but I didn't stop. I couldn't. It wasn't just physical. It was everything. Sweat poured, my lungs screamed, my mind begged me to quit. But I refused. I trained until the line between effort and pain disappeared, until my body and mind became one, because I knew this was the only way. I had to train my mind, so I meditated, focused, cleared my head. Honestly, it wasn't fun, but I kept going because I had to. Then I went to the mountains. High up, where the air is thin, where everything is tougher. I balanced on rocks that felt like they'd throw me off. Crossed rivers carefully, step by step. I even stood on one leg for what felt like hours. My body wanted to give up, but I told myself, not yet, keep going. After the training, I went higher into the mountains. The air was cold, sharp. Every breath felt like a struggle. I sat down and closed my eyes. This wasn't about strength anymore. My body had been pushed to its limits, but my mind, it was still noisy. Doubts, distractions, frustration. They all swirled around, louder than ever. So I sat there, not moving, not thinking, just breathing. And then, in the stillness, I felt it, a connection, like the universe and I were speaking the same language. This wasn't about spinning a notebook anymore. It wasn't even about winning. It was about being present, about understanding that I already had everything I needed to succeed. I just had to let go of the fear, the doubt, and trust. The day came. My heart wasn't racing, but I knew this was it. The notebook resting on the chair in front of me, like a rival waiting for battle. The room was quiet. My breathing was slow, controlled. I reached forward, my hand a blur, grabbing the notebook with precision. I held it, feeling its weight, the smooth edges pressing into my fingers. I flicked my wrist, confident this time. It spun, but not for long. And frustration swelled inside me. I picked up the notebook again, my grip firm. This was it. And then, the notebook spun perfectly. Time seemed to slow as it twirled, balanced, graceful. It didn't fall. It spun like it was always meant to. And in that moment, everything clicked. It wasn't just about spinning a notebook. I proved to myself that I could do anything if I didn't give up. And that was the real win.